Conservative new media viewers, JLin fans around the world, LA Lakers fans around the world, what's up? It's me, PFE, Paul F. Villarreal, the NBA expert. We're here to discuss the Lakers' 94-83 defeat tonight to the Toronto Raptors in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. With the defeat, the Lakers dropped to 19-52 on the season. The Raptors improved to 43-30 with the victory. What happened in the game was that the Lakers were in good shape at halftime. They were up by 2 points. Then the third quarter really turned things around in Toronto's favor, and by the end of the third quarter, the Raptors were the ones up by, I believe, 5 points. The Lakers just couldn't. After Toronto got the momentum in the third quarter, the Lakers just couldn't turn it around, essentially. Toronto got into the running game, and they just kind of dictated what they wanted to do for the rest of the game. The Lakers just weren't quite able to match that. Now let's go over stats quickly for the winning Raptors. They were led by Jonas Valanciunas, 19 points, 7 rebounds. James Johnson off the bench, 17.6 rebounds. Lou Williams off the bench as well, 18 points, 4 assists. Amir Johnson, 11.6 rebounds. Terrence Ross, 10 points. The Lakers were led by their Asian American backcourt. Jordan Clarkson, 14 points, 4 rebounds. The bench players for the Lakers all scored well, those who played. Wayne Ellington, 9 points. Jabari Brown, 7 points. Robert Sacre, 7 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Ed Davis, 8 points, 7 rebounds. Ryan Kelly, 7 points as a starter. Tarek Black, 7 points and 10 rebounds as a starter. Wesley Johnson, 6 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists as a starter. JLin, 18 points in 36 minutes played, 6 of 15 shooting from the field, including 2 of 5 from three-point range, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, no block shots, 4 turnovers, 3 personal fouls. His plus minus was a +1. And look, Jeremy played well in this game. He played really well in the first half, and he played well in the fourth quarter. He struggled in the third quarter, and what happened was his shot, he started missing shots. And I think what happened with him in that period of time was he got a little bit caught up in kind of the up and down style that the Raptors were playing. And so Jeremy was kind of like taking some quick shots, which they weren't bad shots, but the game kind of became a shootout. And I think Jeremy got caught up in that a little bit. So he started taking shots and he started missing shots. And then maybe he's thinking about that a little bit. So maybe he doesn't want to shoot as much, so he's passing more, and maybe he's forcing passes a little bit. And that's where the turnovers came in. And it kind of just builds on itself a little bit. He recovered well from that in the fourth quarter. He kept shooting. When you're missing shots, just keep shooting, shoot your way through it. I think he was 3 for 3 on his last 3 shots, which is great. And one of the turnovers, at least, from him wasn't his fault. He basically hit Tarek Black right in the hands, and Tarek just wasn't ready for it. So, but it became Jeremy's turnover, even though it shouldn't have. It is, but realistically, it shouldn't be. So, this is another good game for him. This will increase, I believe, his PER number, which is great. He came into this game with 16.2 or something like that PER. It will slightly decrease his PER for this month of March, which has been like 22.3 or something. But it won't decrease it too much. Well, not too bad. So, look, it's another solid game. It's another good game. He's had the one challenging quarter, but so did the rest of the Lakers. And great. Let's move on. Linsanity Prime continues, and let's just keep on going. So, I mean, that's kind of the overview here. Now, coming into the game, the discussion all day, and we went over this on Twitter, was about this article written by Pablo S. Torre of ESPN, and it was all about JLin. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It's a pretty long article, very good. And it's just talking about how it's hard to be JLin and how this year has been kind of an up and down year for him, or as described in the article, I think Pablo says the rise and fall of JLin. Now, I said this earlier on Twitter. It seemed like Pablo talked with Jeremy near the end of February. Maybe I'm guessing probably somewhere around the when the All-Star break was about to end, something like that. That was before Linsanity Prime began. So I think the article kind of is a little bit downbeat, and I think some of that is because the interviews and the conversations seem like they took place before Linsanity Prime started. And so if you look at it right now, it doesn't seem that downbeat for Jeremy. He's playing well, and things are kind of on the upswing for him. Still, there's some very good information in the article talking about Mike D'Antoni and a little bit of mention of Kobe and some of this and some of that. I also like that Jeremy took on issues of race, talking about kind of the stereotypes and how people aren't used to seeing those of Asian heritage play basketball at the NBA level, period. So he's kind of talking about how his performance is kind of had a polarizing effect on people. Very positive, very negative, because people just aren't used to seeing it. They're just not used to seeing it from somebody that looks like Jeremy. And I think it takes a lot of courage for Jeremy to say this stuff and to be honest about it. And I'm glad that he is, because these are real issues and these come up all the time. And we've talked about it. We've hinted at it. I don't talk about the stuff with race too much, but it's always circling around Jeremy. And I'm glad that he can just kind of deal with it without pretending it doesn't exist. You don't have to get fixated on it, but you don't have to pretend it doesn't exist, because it clearly exists for him. Another thing that he mentioned in the story is, since he's kind of a pioneer or trailblazer in terms of his being Asian American in the NBA, he doesn't really have anybody to talk to. I mean, nobody else has been through this, really. And so it's kind of a lonely journey. But that's one of the great things about him, is that he's setting the trail. He's staking the territory out for the next person. And it is lonely. I'm sure it's, it's what the article says. It's not easy being him. It's true. It's not. In a lot of ways, a lot of people think it'd be great. It's a lot of stuff probably not that fun, not that enjoyable to have to deal with. But I think he's dealing with it great. He's clearly improving. He's playing tremendously. The only thing I would have done out of this game was, have one or two fewer turnovers. But you can't obsess about that. He played really well. And the shooting's going to come and go. That's just, you're going to have little shooting slumps. That's what happened to him in the third quarter. I don't have any problem with that. Just like I said, maybe you have one or two fewer turnovers. Other than that, he played great. And you can't even harp on that. He played a good game. He probably had the best game of any Laker. So there's really, you can't complain too much. Plus, again, it's kind of a style of play thing. Toronto will they'll get you into a running game. And that's what they want to do. And that's kind of what they did to the Lakers. So that's what was the deal coming into the game. This Pablo S. Torre article, I certainly advise you to go and check it out if you haven't seen it. Earlier today, it was a cover story. It was the main feature on ESPN's homepage. So if you went to the thing, it was a big picture of JLin, and then the article was right there. I'm sure you can still find it relatively easily if you go to ESPN NBA or something like this. Okay, I missed the first about 5 minutes of this game. I just was having trouble with my League Pass feed at that moment. I watched the games on the computer. Jeremy hit a three, then he was fouled and had 2 free throws, and he made both of them. Then he had his first turnover of the game, which was recorded as a bad pass that was picked off by, I think, Terrence Ross. I didn't see it, so I can't comment on it. And then he had his first miss of the game, which was a layup that was blocked, according to the play-by-play. Then Jeremy tried to take a charge, so he was engaged on defense. He stepped up and tried to get one of the Toronto players to run into him, but the referee did not call it. Then he hit his second and final three-pointer of the game, which was basically straight on. It was like straight on, facing the basket, off the dribble, just step right into it, bang. I mean, he's been shooting well lately, and he certainly started this game shooting well, and he had confidence in his jump shot, which is good to see. Then he had a blown assist to Wayne Ellington for a missed three-pointer, then another blown assist to Wes Johnson for a missed three-pointer as well. Then he forced a turnover. One of the Toronto players was driving to the basket, and Jeremy was basically reached out and hit the ball out of his hands, and then the ball went off of that player's leg. It wasn't Jeremy's man. I don't know who it was, but he basically, because of his help defense, that became Lakers' ball. He also had a steal during that period of time, which I did not see as well. Okay, then moving on late in the first, he had a terrific play where he cut without the ball, meaning he didn't have the ball in his hands. He made a cut, went right to the rim, and I can't remember who it was. They just passed to him, and he basically had left his man in the dust, and he just got an easy layup. That's why it's important to move without the ball on offense. When people talk about Jeremy, he's got to learn to play off the ball, without the ball in his hands. Well, that was a perfect example of how to play off the ball. And it was great. Like I said, Jeremy's energy and engagement was high in this game. I know he's been suffering with a sinus infection, and that might have slowed him down in the second half, but he's been really sharp lately. He's really focused, and that's good to see. Then he was fighting for an offensive rebound. Like, Jeremy had excellent rebounds in this game. What do you have? 7 rebounds. And he was going in and challenging Valanciunas and some of the other Toronto big men in this game. And this is one of these plays. He went up and fought for the rebound. He didn't control the ball, but it basically forced a Toronto player to tip the ball out of bounds or to the Lakers. One of those two, I can't remember which. And so that was definitely the result of what Jeremy had done. Then he had an air ball on a high arcing shot over, I think it was DeMar DeRozan. Played really good defense on him. Now look, we talk about Jeremy working on these isolation one-on-one perimeter moves. He's definitely getting better at this, but it's something he has to still work on so that he's got his balance and he's got the shots where he wants them. It's, as I said, he's without question improving on this. This is something that, again, give it time. Give it another couple of years to him to really be able to do this better and better. And that's just an example right there. Although, honestly, that was great defense. and Jeremy just tried to adjust the shot. But he will get better at that over time. Okay, then had his first assist of the game. He had a nice pass to Jabari Brown for a layup in transition. And at that point, the Lakers were rolling. Jeremy had 10 points in the first quarter, and all systems were go. So he started the second quarter on the bench since he played the entire first quarter. He came back into the game with 4 minutes and 33 seconds left in the second quarter, and at that point, the Lakers were up 38-36. Okay. Then he got an offensive rebound. Then he had a nice pass to Jordan Clarkson for a jump shot after Jeremy had gotten the offensive rebound. Then another blown assist. Then a missed jumper by Jeremy himself. Then another blown assist. And then James Jones, I think that's his name, or James Johnson. I can't remember the guy's name right now. The guy on Toronto is a small forward, power forward. He wears a headband. He tried to back down Jeremy. He was on offense and Jeremy was on defense, and he's a lot bigger than Jeremy, and kind of tried to back him and muscle him. But Jeremy held his ground pretty good, and the guy ended up missing the shot. So that was nice defense by Jeremy on that play. Then Jeremy had, I don't know, I guess they called it a rebound. Toronto tried to save a ball. They tried to get a ball for an offensive rebound. And it was going out of bounds, and the man jumped and grabbed the ball and threw it back in, and the ball went to Jeremy. I guess they would have probably given Jeremy the rebound on that. And then off of that play, he threw the ball ahead to Ed Davis for a dunk. So that was that turned out to be like a rebound and an assist for Jeremy. Really nice. Okay, now moving on to the third quarter. Again, this is where Jeremy struggled a bit. He started out with some good defense against Gravis Vasquez, who was trying to shoot a three-pointer. Jeremy got out and challenged the shot and forced a miss. Then he missed a jump shot on one of these perimeter moves. It was a pretty good move. It was a pretty good shot against Vasquez. He could have probably gotten a better shot than what he took. Meaning, okay, look, it's good. You want to have your perimeter isolation moves and be able to execute them, but on a scale of 1 to 10 of whether that's a good shot or not for the team is probably about a 4. And maybe if he swung the ball a little bit more, he could have gotten a 6 shot or something like that. So it's tough. Jeremy has to keep working on these moves. So I'm not gonna criticize him too much on this. He needs the repetition to get better at these one-on-one moves that he's working on. Okay, and then he had his fourth assist to nice Jordan Clarkson cut without the ball to the basket. Jeremy hit him for an easy little layup. Then he had his second turnover of the game, which again, this is a questionable one. He drove to the basket. I thought he clearly got fouled by the Toronto guy. Ref didn't call it. And then so Jeremy was a little bit stuck, and he tried to pass the ball behind him, and Toronto intercepted it. They read the pass, intercepted it. Look, sometimes the ref's not going to call it, so you have to try to stay in control. But I thought Jeremy got fouled on the play, so I have a hard time making too much out of that turnover because of that. Then he almost got a blocked shot against Valanciunas. Basically, Valanciunas went up. His man, who I don't know, might have been Ed Davis, went up to block the shot. And then Jeremy swooped down and also tried to help block the shot. I don't think he got the block, but Valanciunas missed it. So, Jeremy definitely had an effect on the shot. There was no question about that. Still, middle of the third here, he went hard on a drive. He kind of faked up, and basically the guy collapsed on him over his back. It might have been Amir Johnson or Pat Patterson. 2 free throws there, made both of them. Then he was fighting for another rebound with Valanciunas. So again, he was really concentrating on rebounding in this game. Then he missed his 5th shot, and it was a fantastic move. I mean, he totally dusted Gravis Vasquez on this move. I think it was a crossover step back. He lost Vasquez completely. But I think Jeremy might have lost control of the ball at the very end, or maybe Vasquez got his hand on the ball. So it interrupted the rhythm of the shot. And so Jeremy missed the shots. But it's like I said, this is another perimeter one-on-one move. He is getting better at these. I mean, we've seen recently where he's just dusted guys. He dusted Mike Conley on it recently. He dusted Russell Westbrook on a move. He dusted Gravis Vasquez here. In the future, these are going to be made shots. And the move's going to be even easier for him. So, yeah, okay, he missed some shots, but it's just practice, essentially. That's what it is for him. Then he had a layup that might have gotten blocked by Valanciunas. So this is a stretch of time here where Jeremy had missed 3 or 4 shots in a row. So then I put that both teams are caught up in the shootout, meaning now that the game was picking up pace. And it was kind of just score, and move up and down the court real fast. That's why I said I think Jeremy got a little caught up in that. And so he put up some shots and maybe had a turnover or two that he normally would not have. But it's okay. It's like I said, he still played well. And, that's you just got to go with it sometimes. Okay, moving on to the late in the third. Almost got a turnover on Lou Williams because of his defense to Jeremy's very nice defense. Then he missed 3 more shots. He missed a 3 from about 35 degrees right at the top of the arc. It was very deep, like it was a couple feet behind the line. He had to shoot it because the shot clock was low. Then he missed 2 more threes. What I liked about this, and he had missed like 6 shots in a row, something like that. Yeah. And what I liked was he was still shooting with confidence. Like he wasn't shying away from the shot. He was just like, okay, I'm just going to keep shooting. I'm just going to shoot, and I feel good, and I'm going to shoot it. It's just he lost his rhythm. What I've told you guys before, in the future, Jeremy's shot will be even better than it is now. And so he'll have fewer slumps or mini slumps like within a game. Just give him more time. Plus, to be fair, he is sick. And if he was going to have some fatigue issues, then it's not a surprise if they would show up in the second half of this game. So that could very well have been what it was too. I'm not sure. Okay. Then he had another blown assist, and then he forced Lou Williams into a miss with some good defense. Now, moving on in the fourth quarter, Jeremy kept shooting, and now he's finally got a shot to go in. He scored about a 12-foot jump shot, which I did not see. Then he had his 5th assist to Ed Davis for a layup. That would be his final assist. And then it did look like he got another block. I'm not sure who this was. I don't know. I don't know whose initials those are right there. But he had or came close to like 3 block shots in this game. He was very close. He was really playing excellent defense. Then Lou Williams, I think Jeremy tried to make a pass, and Lou Williams stole the pass. I just saw the very end of the play. Then I just put slow down. So again, don't get caught up in stuff. Now again, Jeremy's playing well. He's still playing well here. So I'm not going to, again, I don't want to go too crazy here, but stay under control. Stay in Linsanity Prime mindset. Little lower risk. And that's all. Again, it'll get easier and easier as time goes along for you. Then Jeremy had another great defensive play where Lou Williams was basically running out by himself one-on-one against Jeremy for a layup, and Jeremy basically made him miss the layup. He almost blocked that shot. Maybe he did block it. I'm not sure. And the ball went out of bounds, I think, to the Lakers. That was a terrific play. Then Jeremy came out of the game with 8 minutes and 36 seconds left. At that point, the score was 82-72 for the Raptors. And I thought Jeremy was done for the night. It looked like the Raptors were starting to pull away, and I thought, okay, well, it just that's it. That's no big deal. That's it. Then he came back into the game with 3 minutes and 54 seconds left, and the Lakers were down 16. I had no idea why he came back into the game, which I said on Twitter. And then I believe Jenny said on Twitter that it was Asian night at the Raptors arena. Like maybe, a special thing for Asian fans or a special promotion, and maybe that's why Byron was putting him back in. That probably makes as much sense as anything else I can think of, because I don't know why he would put him in otherwise, besides that, except to kind of make the fans happy, because the game's out of, you're not going to win the game. You're down 16 on the road with 4 minutes left. You're not going to win. So I guess maybe that is why he put him back in. Okay, then he had another score. He dribbled down to the basket, stopped. A man went by him, did a little pump fake, and then shot a quick little bank shot off the right side. Then he had his fourth turnover. This one, again, was not his fault. This was the pass to Tariq Black that Tariq should have caught and scored a layup on, but he just wasn't ready for it, and that's just lack of repetition. Those two need to play together more, practice together more, and then Tariq will get used to those passes. So, look, Jeremy had 4 turnovers, and I thought 2 of them were like nothing. The first one was where I thought he was fouled, and then this one, which was Tariq should have caught the ball. So, there's, again, very little to quibble about. Plus, he had at least 5 blown assists. So, his assist to turnover tonight is 5-4, but it could have easily been like 8-4, and it could have even been like 8-3 if Tariq Black catches that pass. So, not great in terms of how it looks, but not bad. We're not going to get hung up on that. Then he had a near steal against Lou Williams. He almost got the ball away from nice play. And then he had his final score. He got a layup in transition with about 10 seconds left in the game. So that was it. That was the final. Jeremy finishes again with 18 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 6 of 15 shooting. So he was at one point, he was 3 of 12. So then he made 3 shots in a row, kind of kicks up the percentages a little bit, gets him closer to around, 40% or so, maybe 38, whatever. And really nothing looks that bad except for the 4 turnovers, and we already went over that. So I will take it. This is another successful outing for Jeremy Lin in this Linsanity Prime stretch that is primarily after the All-Star break, but I believe it stretches back to the Portland game, which occurred right before the All-Star break. Even though he didn't have big numbers in that game, he had low numbers. I just think that's where kind of this adjusted mindset came into play, where he's being more cautious with turnovers and this type of thing, and a little more within the flow and playing Byron ball. And it's working great. So, okay, the next game coming up is 2 days from now. That is Sunday, March 29th here in the United States. That game will take place against the Brooklyn Nets in Brooklyn, New York. And it'll be at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That means 12:30 p.m. Pacific Time. And that means the game will take place super early on Monday, March 30th at 3:30 a.m. in China, the Philippines, and Taiwan. Brooklyn is not a good team. They're not that good, although they did beat the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight. I don't know how that happened, but, well, I mean, it should be a winnable game for the Lakers, but I guess we'll have to see how things actually work out to see if that takes place or not. Yeah, like I said, look, it's Jeremy back to New York, not Madison Square Garden, but the New York City. I guess Brooklyn's not as bad as I thought they were. They're not far from the 8th seed in the East, although that's not saying a lot. But I don't know. We'll see how things shake out in that game. I guess Brooklyn will be favored. But look, for me, and just kind of closing things up here, the team's doing what they're doing. They're evaluating. They're looking at stuff. It was good that Byron Scott was back tonight. I thought he was going to take another game off, to kind of mourn the passing of his mom. I'm glad he could be with the team tonight. Obviously, that was a decision that he made. So the evaluation process is going to continue. For Jeremy, this game was a step forward. You struggled in the third quarter a bit with your shot and got a little loose with the turnovers, but it's, like I said, he's playing well. He's playing well. So just keep on moving. I mean, the first half of tonight's game was phenomenal. He was dominating completely. So let's just keep the beat going. Let's go to Brooklyn and let's just take it from there. So I'm quite happy. As I said, Jeremy's PER should be going up after this game, and that's it. We will take it. So thumbs up, thumbs down. Your comments below. Thank you to Gary Chen for the artwork you're looking at right now. And Gary is a member of the Jeremy Only Lynn Garden Fan Club. Thanks to them also for all the help that they have given us over the years. You'll find more information about Gary and the Jeremy Only Lynn Garden group in the video description below the video player. You also find information for highlights of this game and information about how you can come join the Conservative New Media Facebook group, as well as how you can come and follow us on Twitter. We love talking to people on Twitter. We'll be happy to if you come and interact with us there as well. Once again, I'm PFE Paul F. Villarreal, the NBA expert. Thanks a lot for watching Conservative New Media. We strive to be the #1 Jeremy Lin YouTube fan channel. Another successful outing for Jeremy Lin. No negation, no taking away. He played well in this game. He continues to move forward in his progress, including some of the ups and downs, some of the negatives. That's okay. He's going to learn from all that. You can tell his confidence is getting greater just overall. His floor generalship, everything's improving. And so let's just keep on moving, and I'm eager to see how things look against Brooklyn in 2 days. So that is it for now. Hope you're having a great night or great day wherever you are around the world when you check out this video. Take care. We'll look for you in the YouTube comments. We'll look for you on Twitter as well. And we will talk to you again soon.